finally free. In a major development out of Gaza tonight, more than 300 foreign nationals, including some Americans, crossed the border into Egypt. They are the first allowed out of the Gaza Strip through the Rafah crossing since the conflict began more than 3 weeks ago now. Their freedom, brokered by Qatar, was part of a deal between Egypt, Israel, and Hamas, which includes a list of some 500 foreign passport holders and 81 injured Palestinians. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said just yesterday nearly 400 Americans and their families, about 1,000 in all, are stuck in Gaza waiting to get out. One of those Americans finally out of Gaza tonight is Ramona Okumura, a retired University of Washington expert in prosthetics. She was in Gaza helping child amputees. She found herself trapped there after the Hamas attacks in Israel October 7th. Ramona's brother, Miles Okumura, joins us live tonight from Honoka, Hawaii. Miles, thank you so much for being with us. Can you even describe how your family is feeling tonight with her finally out of Gaza?
It's a unusual combination. Of course, there's joy, and it's a relief from the stress. It's a little bit of shell shock from the stress, and empathy, definitely empathy for the other Americans that are there. We are going to try to push their case forward and continue to do so. There are over 400 or 500 American citizens still stuck there. Ramona's out, and she is an American citizen, but it's because she was an AIDS worker, and we really feel for the families of the 500 Americans that are there, as well as Ramona will tell you for the children that are being killed there and the people that are being bombarded.
How did you get the news that she was going to be let go, able to cross the border, and why again was she among the few who were chosen to cross over today?
Ramona is a volunteer with the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. She's been going there for the past 5 years, for spending a couple of weeks, always around the time of her birthday, oddly, and helping with prosthetic limbs for the injured children in Gaza. She has had sporadic cell phone signals, so she's been able to text us. She hasn't sent much besides text and a few audio files. And so she's been in constant touch with us, and it's been getting pretty dire the last few days, talking about rationing their food, worrying about having to move a couple times the last few days. And so she texted us and said, I remember that text when I was so overjoyed. She said, on the move, and I was so happy.
Tell us more. Have you heard from her since she was let out? But tell us more about the conditions that she was living with the past several weeks.
Oh, it just got worse and worse. At first, she was staying in a hotel, and then she was advised to move to a United Nations compound nearby. That was after a couple of days. And fortunately, with the United Nations compound, she has electricity and access to food. So she's special. And she's special because she's with the other aid workers, unlike the 500 other American citizens there. And so she's moved to several UN compounds, and it got dicier and dicier. She's sharing with us about how bombs would wake her up, explosions in the middle of the night, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 or 5 times a night. The bombs would be landing so close that it would wake her up and shake the building. She could hear Hamas firing missiles in the neighborhood, which is pretty frightening because you know that they are going to be targets of the Israeli defense. And she even heard most recently the sound of a missile taking off and then prematurely exploding real nearby. And then when she finally left the second to last compound, she said she drove out of the compound, and a few blocks away, she saw a Hamas missile launching assembly right 3 blocks away from where they're living. So that's a pretty precarious location to be, just a few blocks away from where the Israeli defense wants to bombard. Yeah.
She's 71 years old. She just celebrated a birthday. She works with children, works with prosthetics for child amputees. So I can only imagine how difficult it must have been watching what's happening in Gaza, not just to the population there, but especially to the children. Has she told you anything about that and what her experience has been?
Oh, yeah. Every day she reminds us about the statistics. She must be really in anguish because she went there, and she's been going there for years now for the children. And the statistic that she reminds us every day is how many children have been killed. She uses the word killed, not bombarded. And she reminds us that every day at least 100 children are killed. And she's really feeling strongly about this. And I have no doubt that it's going to really weigh on her very heavily.
Where is she, if you can tell us right now, and have you talked to her today?
No, we haven't talked to her for all day. I don't think anyone speaks to her on the phone. It's been always by text message. And the last I heard, when she was finally out of through the border and into Egypt, she was on I believe a bus. That was taking the whole bunch of them to Cairo. Cairo is about 5 hours away from the Egyptian border. So she's headed to Cairo. She should be there by now, but we haven't heard yet. I'm sure it's a hustle and a bustle, and she's going to be getting some very well-deserved rest and a luxurious hot shower.
When might she make her way home, and what is a reunion going to look like for your family?
I'm guessing that she's going to sleep overnight and take a flight out. The plans a couple weeks ago, when the Palestinian Children Relief Fund was planning for their exit, was that they would stay over in Cairo. They would fly her out to bring her back home to Seattle. And I just got the itinerary emailed to me. I didn't get a chance to look at it. So she'll be home in a couple of days from now, because it's a one-day traveling. And it's going to be a wonderful reunion. There's talk of the nieces and nephews getting together in Seattle for Thanksgiving to make it easier for Ramona not to have to travel. And they'll be coming from Boston and New York and LA and Colorado, and of course from Hawaii here. And it's going to be just a wonderful, wonderful reunion. Our family has grown close together. Cousins have gotten to know each other better, and I think Ramona has got to know them better too via the chat group. And it's going to be a joyous, joyous, beautiful event, and we'll videotape it and send it to you.
And we hope to talk with you then. Miles Okumura, we are so very happy that your sister is coming home to you all. We cannot thank you enough for the time that you've taken to share your story with us, and we certainly wish her safe travels back to you.
That's great. Thanks very much for having us on.
Thanks
for sharing her story.
Thank you so much. We'll be in touch with you down the road.
Okay.